Good evening. There are many issues that are in mainstream Christianity today when you look at the modern times, especially when you look, I think, from the 1950s onward, and especially when you look at the aspect for Christian education. There have been many pioneers in Christian education. We had the example that we were given in class of Dr. Jerry Falwell and Liberty University, and also, the moral majority and depending on the religions, there are many different examples that we could possibly look at in regards to Christian education. But for today's few minutes that I have, I would like to talk about a pioneer in Christian education that is largely not discussed. At least I have a tough time finding much to be read or much talked about, and that is the legacy that Dr. Arlen R. Horton of Pensacola Christian College and Pensacola Christian Academy, the pioneering legacy that he left. Now, Dr. Horton was born and grew up in a small rural area in Oregon, which ironically and strangely enough is the same kind of conditions that I grew up in. Now, Dr. Horton grew up, and as a Christian, he decided to attend Bob Jones University on the opposite side of the country. Graduating from there in 1951, he, along with his wife Rebecca Horton, um, developed a mission that they wanted to reach souls for Christ by integrating Christian values into society through education. They decided and they moved down to Pensacola, Florida soon after, and in 1954 they started Pensacola Christian Elementary School, which is now known as Pensacola Christian Academy. Now, it didn't stop there. They very conservatively, and with, largely criticized for their strict rules, but they had a very distinctive Christian conservative outreach intent on, focusing on correct Baptist theology and doctrine to reach souls for Christ, and starting with, the little ones in our society to raise them and teach them for Christ. And this has grown to the foundation of Pensacola Christian College in 1974, 20 years later, as the grade school was getting lots of attention and growing and growing and growing student-wise. So he founded Pensacola Christian College to reach and teach people after high school to be trained to go and integrate Christian values into their society of their chosen jobs. Now, they started off in 1974 with 100 students and very limited majors, but that has blossomed today into one of a very popular Christian college with over 4,000 students and many different degrees to offer from. In that, they've turned out Christian congressmen, nurses, and many, many teachers and other types of examples to go reach their chosen profession and be an influence for Christ in that world. And I think that's one of the reasons that made Dr. Horton such a pioneer in Christian education, as their very strict conservative views may have been a little unorthodox, but they really drove home the point that they wanted you to be able to turn whatever you worked into your own mission field to reach souls for Christ. And it has blossomed to, as we said, the growth of Pensacola Christian Academy. It's a very popular grade school and high school down there now. Grades K through 12, Pensacola Christian College, which has over 4,000 students in its student body now, as well as the foundation of the campus church, which has 5,000 members plus and is a pillar in the Pensacola community, the foundation of Rejoice Radio, and a Becca Book Online, which has, with its homeschooling resources, has provided a way for thousands that could not actually afford to come to Pensacola to be reached with Christian education all over the world and the United States. And that is why I think Dr. Arlen Horton, with his conservative Christian approach, has been a pioneer for Christian education in the United States in this modern time.